Well, I want to bring up some new shows that I've started watching. So, I started watching this new Army Hammer documentary. Now, I know he's been in the news for some bizarro stuff, but I didn't know. I said, well, let me see what's going on. This documentary goes through how the crazy cannibalistic, rapey stuff that he's into started with his great-great-grandfather. And they showed the timeline and how that great-great-grandfather was doing some kinky, weird shit. Then the great-grandfather was, then the grandfather was, and even his daddy. It was like it was passed down generationally. It's bizarre. If anybody has Discovery Plus or just get it for the week for free.
I got me.
Watch this documentary. Because it's just called Army Hammer.
Army.
Army.
Because at first I was like, is she talking about that McAfee guy? Because they have a documentary out on him, and he's been known to do some weird things.
No.
Oh, okay. This is something else.
His his great-great-grandfather is Armand Hammer, and he's named after him. And
like Arm and Hammer?
Like not Arm and Hammer,
no, I got you.
but like Armand, and they're like billionaires.
Yeah.
Like so much money. So when he died, he only left like his granddaughter $250,000, left his other grandson $500,000, and then left his great grandson $20 million.
His great grandson.
Yes.
Why?
That's what I said.
Okay.
Why would you do that? Like, the girl got $250. Like, she gonna be all right. She gonna find a man. Maybe she'll get some money out of that. The other son only got $500, and then the favored great grandson got the big bulk of the money, and then he was a bizarro person too. Like, it's just weird. I'm saying watch it. Yeah, that's my watch of the week. What are y'all watching, if you're watching anything?
So I have started watching True Life Crimes with, what's her name? The one who got in trouble for shooting somebody for stealing her pocketbook, Remy Ma. My True
She
Life
better.
Crime. But
She better. I never knew what happened.
Wonderful. I like it because, well, I guess I started looking at it when I started looking at Queen Pins, and it's like all of these people who came up out of poverty, and all of them kind of like had that same story, and then but they are con artists, and so remember like stunting like my daddy, things like that. They're stunting, they're writing checks, they're doing forgery, they're doing drugs, selling. So it's just, I don't know, it's just something just interesting to watch because my favorite show, 90 Day Fiance is not
It's on hiatus?
Right. Yeah, it's on hiatus, but then they have the Happily Ever After. I haven't started watching that one yet.
Oh, okay.
But I do want to see Army Hammer. Sorry.
ARMIE.
You're gonna be texting her later.
No,
Can you please
I got
send
it.
me the spelling?
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm watching The Devil in Ohio. It's like a new show on Netflix that dropped a few days ago.
Okay, so how far are you in it?
I've completed it.
Okay.
Yeah, because me and Jonathan was watching it together. And if I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 5, and 5 being great, I would probably give it like a 3 or a 2. Only because it's just like, it's interesting, but it's kind of like a very slow burn. And then, you have some good actors in it, but it's almost as if it just leaves a little bit to be desired. Like, it's a whole cult. I think I would have rather them focus more on the cult because that's where the interest is, right? Even though you have this girl who escaped it and you're like looking at some of her, weird behaviors, and she is, doing some of the traditions that the cult does. But I think I would almost prefer, instead of, they kind of made it like intriguing, like you never really know much about this cult. They're just doing these weird things here and there, and then they're dropping little pieces of the story as you go along. And so it's kind of like, there was times where I was like just bored, honestly, where I was just like, okay, when is it gonna heat up?
So is it like a docuseries?
No, it's scripted.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But is it like a? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I started episode 1, and I got to the point where she brings the girl home. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you didn't have to bring her home, but whatever, in order to make the story work for TV, you got to bring her home. And then I stopped watching. I was like, maybe not my cup of tea. Then I turned on Hunk for Jesus.
How was that? Thank you. I'm glad you don't need to talk. I'm not going to watch it.
Well, here's the thing. Love Regina Hall. She's great. Love Sterling K. Brown. He's great. The script was lacking. So a friend of mine told me that this was a short film that was done back in 2018, 2017, somewhere around there. And it got picked up to be a feature film.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, that explains why it felt dated. And a lot of things just fell flat because it's basically a parody of the mega church, the black mega church, and the scandals that come out of it. So it was very Bishop Eddie Long story, like how he had a scandal with the young men. And, you know, he was banished from the church and then nobody came to the church, but then the church started back up again and they're doing all these things to get people to come to the church. But a lot of it just was like, okay, I heard this before. Give me something new. And I guess what I was hoping for is that they would embellish it.
Right.
Because it's not a real story. This is Hunk for Jesus. So I don't need you to give me Eddie Long's story. Give me the made-up person.
Give me everything that all these pastors have done combined. Give me the greed. Mm-hmm. Give me the multiple women. Give me a few men in there. Give me some smoking. Give me some bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? I want to see bad behavior from the wife as well. Just saying, and their kids. I mean, like we've seen enough to think that Hunk for Jesus. Show me. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, and the bad behavior was like they were singing "Nuck If You Buck" and they knew it lyric for lyric. Okay. I know a lot of pastors who know freaky songs or deaky songs. Like that. That's not a shock factor for me to see a pastor singing "Nuck If You Buck." I know a lot of pastors who know lyrics to R. Kelly songs. Come on, give me more. Make it worth me.
Well, they just want you to honk, honey. Honk if you love Jesus.
Well,
laugh if you, girl. So is it like a?
It's more of a parody, and it was just. If I gave it a score, I would give it a C+.
Oh.
Speaking of Regina Hall, have y'all seen that new one with her and Kevin Hart on Netflix? That movie, Me Time?
No.
I did.
Ooh, tell us about it. Because my thoughts, it was like, and I had such high hopes because I thought, oh, it's going to be funny. It's going to.
Hold on. Let me see something. You had crickets? Did you have crickets?
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Can you hear them now, Tyanna? Maybe she can't hear them.
Yeah, I can't hear it for some reason. I can hear it now.
Oh, okay. That's funny. I saw the movie, and I'm with you, Tyanna. I had high hopes. However, I feel like Kevin Hart is doing a lot of Kevin Hart. And even when he's trying to play the straight man, which he was in this one, it's still the over-the-top, exaggerated, loud. It's still the same shtick. And listen, the man got money.
What do you mean when you say straight man? Was he supposed to be gay?
No. The straight meaning he's not the wild and crazy one.
Okay, I got
meaning
you.
that he's, in every comedy there's that person who is not funny or who is, not supposed to be funny. And that was Kevin Hart's character. Mark Wahlberg was the fun, the wild, the crazy. And even he was just boring to me. Like I watched it and I was like, all right, I think I've seen this movie before.
No,
I just was like, okay, give me something different.
That was so funny because I was like looking for things to watch last night. And I'm like, Nope. Let me go ahead. I need to watch the House of Dragons.
Oh yeah.
And so I haven't seen my 3rd episode yet. So
Okay, so I
look
won't
at
say
that.
anything.
Oh yeah, but it's just so I love it. You need to start watching that.
Have you? You haven't
I
started?
have.
Okay, good,
I
good.
started watching that.
So what you on the 2nd one or the 3rd?
I think I'm only on the 2nd one. I don't think I'm on the 3rd.
How was the ending for the first one for you?
Actually, no. I watched the 2nd one. I didn't see the 3rd because they didn't. Did they do the 3rd yet?
Yes, I don't watch the did.
Oh.
I watched the did.
Just recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't
Listen,
seen it.
I'm here for that House of them Dragons. I'm here for the diversity.
Yeah, that's very good.
The
I like that.
inclusivity. I am here for everything that they're doing. And kudos to Game of Thrones, who, for however many series, how many seasons did they have? 7? 7 seasons?
No.
Game of Thrones?
I think it was just each season was long, but
No,
I
it was
think
7 seasons.
Wow.
it was.
Watch. Hey, Siri. How many seasons for Game of Thrones? 8.
Thrones has 8 seasons.
Okay. Yeah. Therefore, in all 8 of those seasons, I can count on one hand how many of us was in there.
Exactly.
I don't
That
think
is
there
so
was
true.
many of
0.
us. Yeah.
It was 2. It was the light-skinned girl who would hang out with Daenerys
Oh,
for episodes.
you're
I
right.
think she was in season 1 and part of 2. And then Jason Momoa, I always say he black. Samoans are black.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
and
He was in it. And then was there one more? I feel like there was one more character.
I don't know. I have to go back and check that out.
Yeah, but it was only him, huh?
Yeah, but then
And-
I don't consider them. I mean, yeah, they're biracial,
Yeah.
so they were light skinned. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, yeah, I didn't think about that because I'm like thinking, okay, for me, I need a blackity black. Because like when we got off the ships, we didn't look like we look now.
No, we didn't.
We did not look like this is from years and years and years and years of us mingling. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to see something like that. You know what I'm saying? We should have seen a blurple person.
Blurple.
Yeah, a little blurple girl helping her out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but yeah, I mean,
Yes.
but at least they're up with the times. You know what I'm saying? It is a great show. It's like, I'm glad that they have inclusivity in it. It's like, oh,
Yes.
look, shit, I was back there too. Yeah. We're all a part of this wonderful thing that we call
Yeah,
life.
we are. Like, we can't take one of us out and then be like, well, they weren't part of it. We was intermingling. That's how we got over here in the first place, because our friends or our homie over there in Africa was like, how many of y'all want? We gonna give y'all
Exactly.
some. That wouldn't have happened if we wasn't talking and communicating. I'm just saying.
But see, we still that same, we're still that same race of people.
We are.
You sleepy?
No, I'm here.
Come on, birthday girl.
Okay.
Oh, God, we going to get a song.
Oh,
I'm still here.
no, I'm just listening to you guys.
So, what is your favorite show of all times? Give me that.
Of all times, that's too tough. I can't
Really?
just pick one out.
Good times.
I mean, but I love The Wire. I would say The Wire.
The Wire was very,
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
So, like you're saying, that is a very hard thing to do, but The Wire is a great show. I can even
Yeah.
watch that now. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, The
The
Wire is up
Yeah.
there.
And then you have to put, what's the other one that was on HBO too? Whenever they had the people in prison.
Oz.
Yeah, Oz was
Oz was
good.
Oh, I never
Great.
saw that.
Ooh.
Okay, I gotta
Baby.
put that on my
Girl,
list to
that's
watch.
something that
It-
Because remember,
Okay.
it's kind of like timeless because because they were in prison.
They was in prison and they had their own little gangs and stuff, and then the boys would be like fighting, and ooh, it was so good.
Has anybody ever seen Snowfall?
Oh, I
I
love
tried.
that. What?
You tried.
I tried. I
What you
couldn't get
mean?
past.
Come on now.
I couldn't get past season 1, episode 3.
Why?
I turned it off.
Oh my gosh,
Why?
I
Tell
love
me what
Snowfall.
turned you off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't buy into it.
Oh, buy
Maybe-
into him or the
the
like
whole
storyline?
thing, the storyline. I was
That's
just
so
like, I don't want to watch this. And
'Cause
so
it's-
then I forced myself, and I'm like, all right, I'm not invested. And
Yeah.
then I would try again. I'm like, I'm still not. But I've heard from other people who said like season 1 is kind of slower, but by season 2 it ramps up and it's good. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll just jump into season 2.
Oh no.
You
go
can't
go
just
back
be
to season
jumping
1,
in.
and then just get through that little hump on that episode 3, and get through. Because it gives you a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think it's great. I mean, now that you have different seasons and stuff, but you know what? start with season 2, and then I bet you $5 you'll go back.
Okay.
Want to
You'll be like,
see
let me see.
one. Yeah, to
And then it's
figure
going to be
out.
more exciting. But
Yeah.
I love it. I tried to watch Chicago. What's the other one? The Chicago one? What's
Shy?
The Shy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I haven't seen
And
that
so
one.
I saw like maybe the first 2 seasons of The Shy, or maybe the first, and then
I saw the first 3,
Yeah.
and then I was like, wah,
yeah,
wah,
I'm on the
wah.
first. I did the first 3, but then because the 4th one came out, and then I'm like, is there a 4th one out? And I just didn't go back to it.
Yeah.
But I do love Snowfall for some reason.
Yeah, I love it. I'm here with you, Jeffrey. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off it. She knows, because when I used to come over to her house, and
It'll be on a watch list.
On the watch list. And then I got mad when one of your stepdaughters got on there and started watching it. And I'm like, you messing up where I am in the episodes. Like, see, nobody can watch when I'm watching. I got to keep track.
I feel you.
But I think it just grabbed me in. I could see where you kind of was like, the storyline's a little bit weird, because it's almost like we know from just being black in certain neighborhoods, some of the things that happen, you're like, it seemed a little unrealistic. Like that this guy who was pretty much like on the right path and kind of nerdy, like now all of a sudden he's this big time thugged out. Like it just seems a little bit like, wouldn't he gotten stabbed up first day in?
Yeah.
So I can see how there's that. But then I do think that as the episodes go on, they try to build on how he's able to kind of, it kind of gives me Power vibes. Have you guys seen Power?
No.
Where it's
not
almost
one
like
I watched
the
episode.
guy
Power.
is so
Really?
smart that
I've
he's
never seen-
outsmarting everyone. And that's how
Power
he,
is good, and Power has a spinoff that I'm in love with. Raising Kanan.
Yeah, I've never.
I
seen
watched
any
season 1
those.
of Raising Kanan, and the woman who plays the mother, Patina Miller, kudos. I mean, sis is giving us authentic realness of a black mother who is a queen pin drug dealer, and she is a no-nonsense, tough, get it as you have to get it chick. And I was like, I'm here for it. I haven't started season 2 yet, but I hear season 2 is good too.
I've never seen it, but I'm going to watch it. The only thing I think I have against that is 50 Cent helps produce it, and he just gets to me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But-
it's all 50 Cent shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I just don't like it when he put himself in it. That's what I be like,
Yeah.
50, I gotta check out. You're my man, but
Is he good
I
in
just I haven't seen that show,
well,
but he
he-
put
but he
himself
was in
in Power.
Power.
Yeah, he put himself in
He
Power.
wasn't that bad in
He
Power.
wasn't that bad
It's
in
just
Power,
that he's
but it's just
such a
almost
bully.
like
So it's just like
I can't
Yeah.
take my headspace. Like when he's in it, it's almost like I'm still like, this is 50. This is 50.
Yeah.
This is 50.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel when I watch Janet Jackson in movies. But back to the I was gonna say something about Snowfall, and I just lost my thing. But yeah,
But yeah, the Snowfall is like one of like my favorite. I can't wait to continue and pick up and watch some more of it.
because when I watch Snowfall, I always feel like, because we're so far removed from those environments, we don't think it's reality, right? But then I'm looking and I'm like thinking, okay, I started watching the true life things in my true life confession and these queen pins. And so when they're going back and retelling their story, it reminds me of everything. Like, remember I was saying I wanted them to put more action into the hunt for Jesus that you were talking about?
Yeah.
And that's what it seemed like Snowfall did, and just took everything and put it all together. So it gives me that like, okay, but it's everything. So you have the crazy drug dealers, you know what I'm saying? You got the fighting, you have the relationships that's going on, you have, it's the relationship between the mom and the son, you have the relationship between the stepdaddy, you have all these different elements in there, and it's like, wow. So you get to see that, but then when I'm watching True Life Crime, and I'm like thinking, okay, now I can see how some of that stuff is so real, because for me, it's like, who's gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. Why would somebody do that? But I've never been in an environment, and so it's like, I tried to sell crack before, literally.
Well,
No one will believe that. But
I
for me,
don't.
I'm just like, I went with some friends of mine. I was driving my car. When we went, this was in Jacksonville, Florida. There was a guy sitting outside with a machine gun to where we went. That is no lie. This is me, and I had to be like maybe 16. And I'm driving, and then we had a rock. And so I was just petrified to sell the rock myself. So that's when I got out of the drug game. I just said, okay, here, you can take it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like this life ain't
Then
for
here,
me.
you can take this. Because, you're trying to buy that weight because we want to get out of poverty.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to buy some of those things. It's like, if I get, Jeffrey, if you buy a $60 thing, then you can make $120 off of it. Then we just keep building like that. Mm-hmm. Imagine me as a drug dealer, y'all.
I can't imagine.
And I was nerdy back then, so I'm just saying, but those are just different things that you don't see if you don't grow up in that environment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, yeah, like the crack addicts and stuff like that. And so I've actually been to homes in Atlanta that reminded me of that building. That reminded me of that. And I'm like thinking, okay, I'm walking inside this person's house and there are like 40 people inside the house. I'm like thinking 40 is an exaggeration, maybe like 8. And they're like laying out. And I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I'm walking across them to go into the bedroom of the owner of the house. And then they, because it's their kids, their grandkids, their kids' friends.
Yeah.
But they're adults. So I get it. Yeah. And I'm like, but I can understand how some of it might, like, it's like, that's a world that we don't see. Like, oh, that's so
Yeah.
far-fetched. And it's like, not for them.
That's true.
And I'm like, okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess I have to give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Speaking of favorite shows, I was going to say my ultimate longtime favorite show was always The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And now that they have the new version of Fresh Prince, have y'all seen it?
No, but Jessica talks so highly of it.
Oh my God. It's not a comedy and it's a drama and it's really well done. And I still buy into each and every character on the show. It is so good. And it was amazing for me to see how they took something that we know and love as a comedy, heartfelt family drama, and they made it into this like gripping drama that you're like, I'm binging for the whole day. I literally binge as soon as I got
it's
Peacock.
the whole thing? You seen the whole thing?
Yes, on Peacock.
Girl, I got to get Peacock because they, NBC try to do it for the kids. Don't
Oh, they are. They're doing it for the kids.
NBC wants you because they're like, oh, this movie is now available on Peacock.
Peacock. That's how I saw Hunk for
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's what I was thinking. Did you just do the trial?
No, I bought Peacock months ago for that Fresh Prince. Once all the episodes was up,
Yeah.
I did the week free. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to quit after I'm done. And then I saw another show. It was something called Killing It with Craig Robinson. And then it was like another show. And then I realized they put all the Housewives shows on there. So I was like, I might as well just get rid of my cable.
Oh, did you see the Housewives of, what do you call that?
Dubai.
In Johannesburg.
Not yet.
Did you see Young, Rich, and African?
No.
Before we move
Girl.
on to that, I want to state that that's how I think remakes should be done. Like, if you're going to remake a classic, give us something fresh.
Yeah.
I cannot,
Have you watched it?
I haven't seen it. But I like to, like, I cannot stand when people remake stuff and I'm like, I'm literally watching the same thing.
That's what I thought you were going to tell me.
But
And I'm
with
like,
new actors who can't act as good as the original one. Like,
okay.
like, it's a waste of time. But now you can go on to the Housewives. I just want to make
Oh,
that
no,
known.
because I did watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when I was growing up. But then it's just like, got stale. You know what I'm saying? Just for me. But then also because I was so far removed from that environment as well, and I'm thinking, in my mind, okay, girl, how dumb. And I just I wasn't like a comedy person. And so
Yeah.
now that you're saying that it's more dramatic, and I'm like
yeah.
thinking, what? That could be very good because I'm a dramatic type person like that.
Yes. The thing that I want you to, the thing that really got me was the character of Carlton. Whew. The character of Carlton is deep. He goes on an emotional roller coaster. Even the character of Will, but I feel like we kind of know the story of Will more than we know of Carlton. And to see Carlton in this not so light and loving light, oh yeah.
Okay, don't tell us anymore.
I ain't saying nothing else.
Ooh.
Carlton, for me, was the highlight of the show that made me go, ooh, I don't mean to clap the thing, but bravo.
For Carlton? Wow.
Carlton's character. I mean, it was just, you wouldn't expect that. Mm-hmm. It was the unexpected.
See, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Because I'm like thinking, okay, now I'll give it a shout. But then you want me to look at Peacock anyway. So I'm like thinking, you know what? Let me get on Peacock because Hunk for Jesus, I'm still going to check it out just
Yeah.
because I do like Regina King, but I don't think that she's
Regina
funny.
Hall.
Okay.
I know it gets so
Right.
confusing because it's different. I mean, they look totally different.
They look, but it's just the
but it's
Regina.
Their
Regina's.
careers are totally different, but it is the Regina part where you be like, okay, which one's the Hall?
And it's
which
not
one's
King,
the
but
King?
yeah, it's
Right.
Hall. But sometimes she's funny, and then sometimes
Yeah.
she's tries too hard at being funny.
Yeah.
Just like, but I prefer her over Tiffany Haddish.
Oh yeah,
Hands down.
Any day.
Hands down.
And if you're a Tiffany fan girl, I'm not hating on her. I'm just saying different
Your
things
preference.
make me laugh. Yeah.
Okay, come on. I'm here for it.